that I love talking about. It's somebody I love seeing. Dedede is funny. When he does stuff on the screen, it's like, damn, there's a lot of funny stuff going on. So we got Narnia going up against Shokio. This is going to be Sheik Dedede. This is tough already on paper, right? Because it's going to be Dedede trying his best to be able to land, to be able to touch ground, but she can honestly just press so many buttons.
What is happening? What is happening?
Ledge traps, baby. Oh.
Nope, does not actually get hit by the Gordo there. And once again, that C-stick is going to break off before this set is over, much less all the pulls.
But now this is really your biggest win condition as Sheik. You find that grab, you find that F-tilt. How can you actually get your advantage data? How can you get your combos out and pile on the damage? But you got to make sure that you confirm.
Oh, you're dead. You're dead.
Wow.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Like, Sheik, you're right. On paper, Sheik should just be pressing buttons all over like we're seeing here. But the problem is, Narnia hit like 5 nairs and then did a dash attack. Like, sorry.
The biggest thing to recognize about that situation is that, like many characters that set up traps at the ledge, it is a ticking clock, and at some point, you are completely and utterly out of options. So timing mix-ups are really important, but you need to also know when that is no longer an option. So that is a huge vibe check in this matchup. Shokio established that they failed it once. Hopefully, they can just start getting off ledge a little bit sooner, and maybe try to slap the Gordo back at Dedede.
We've seen that a couple times already on Shokio's second stock, but it's one of those things where when a character like Dedede, especially,
oh my goodness,
no, like the no mix-up there.
That
like,
was so funny.
Like,
that was
it
amazing.
looked like Narnia was about to go down to the lower plat, and then instead just goes, psych, hold that. And so now it's really bad. Like, Sheik has a trouble, like, we all know, Sheik has trouble killing, right? But now you're down 2 stocks to one of the heaviest characters in the game. It ain't looking good.
Yeah, Narnia has just like not been punished at all. So Shokio has been struggling to find like a lot of these really, really big openings. Gets the downwards needle, but does not actually get a conversion off of it. I've got to say, Narnia is kind of chilling right now. You're not dying for a while against Sheik unless you get hit with like what, a back heel right now?
Right.
Or like a smash attack.
And you just sit here and get to rack up all this damage. Please don't get hit by this. Please, God.
Okay, that was a really just like good way, right? You jump, you fade back a little bit. That's just like really good recognition of the space that F smash covers. And now Narnia is going to be able to get back up with a double jump Gordo. Such a reliable way just to give yourself like a nice hitbox in front of you.
And you get hit by the stars. Ouch. It's one of those things, right? Like, we saw the start of the game where they Narnia's charged the down smash on ledge and charged the F smash on ledge. We're like, all right, come on. And then, nope, it's just worked. It's just worked a couple times.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like Narnia is just going for a lot of these Dedede matchup checks right now, and Shokio has just not found an answer to a lot of them, but that is going to be so much damage, and the...
Okay. All right.
They pressed down, and then just maybe kept holding down and didn't snap to the ledge.
I like how Narnia has been going for Dedede matchup checks and then gave himself a Dedede matchup check and lost. Like, that's him. That's
you gotta check yourself.
Impressive.
You gotta keep yourself in check sometimes. And almost fighting that 2-flame dash attack, but a little bit too slow on the draw.
Like, somewhere Adamisk is just like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Everybody has to have like a little Adamisk in their heads.
Then you get dash attack again.
Get dash attack that ledge. It's good. It's a big hitbox. You got lots of volume on it. There's not a whole lot that you can do about it unless you have like so many. You need to keep your double jump off stage, obviously, right? You got to make sure that you have every single timing mix-up available,
right?
And just like look for it. As soon as you see the startup of it, that's when you stall, you upbeat, delay it a little bit, and then you get back to ledge nice and fun.
Air dodge in. There's a couple different ways around that, and just didn't have it on that. Didn't have it in that game 1. We'll see how game 2 goes. But I mean, like, you got Narnia with the head bobbing. You got the Gucci frames on. Like I said, you got the mogul moves jacket. Little sweaty in here, so maybe reapply when we're done. But you know, look like he's doing pretty well in this.
Yeah, so game number 2, I feel like the biggest thing for Shokio is that when they did, like, win neutral, it's really about finding those follow-ups on Dedede, right? Like, up air chains, a lot of forward stuff, a lot of F-tilt stuff, and they're just, like, constantly jumping into a lot of these Gordos.
Right. And it's one of those things where, like, you would expect kind of this, right, where Sheik can kind of just buttons all over Dedede. And we saw this a little bit at the start of stock 1, and then Narnia was like, all right, I'm going to hit you a couple times and dash that.
Yep.
Like, there's not really an answer to it when you can't find the kill.
Yeah, Dedede buttons are big, but they're just not buttons. They're not fast. He's not really going to be pressing buttons in disadvantage if you have a Sheik, you know, just constantly, like, pressing in your face. So, really, the game plan is going to be getting as close to Dedede as possible, and Shokio has been doing a really good job of that in game 2.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see when this first stock comes off Narnia, right? Because in game 1, it was until about 170, 180%, and that's just not a good time. And really the only reason they were able to take that first stock was off of a bounce back Gordo, which, as I say that, a bounce back Gordo takes Shokio's first stock.
That was so funny. Every single time that Dedede does something, I'm like, damn, this game is good.
Yeah, honestly, we're in a positive world if Dedede is winning. I feel like.
Oh my goodness, this is such a nasty position to be in. The Gordo like that above you, like Dedede can easily inhale like with a jump, or just like cover the platforms with it, and now all of a sudden Narnia is just stock tanking once again. It's so difficult to close them out as Sheik, and it's especially more difficult to close them out on Dedede. I lied. I just lied to you.
That did not look like great D either. I don't know if that was like a side-to-side mix-up there, but that looked like Narnia went straight up after that up there.
Yeah, I don't think they held like a reduction after that immediately. But either way, now they've already completely evened up the percent, getting the back hit of up tilt and actually going to be able to get another hit out of it. Now Shokio finally going to be sitting in a lead for themselves again.
However, we did see Narnia roll into ledge there to reset neutral, and now we're in a tough spot. Please, God.
Honestly, lead grabbing like that is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Because if you know the timings and if you can stall and wait a little bit, then your options can definitely get a little bit lighter as it goes on. But Shokio has just not been getting off all that much. Narnia just trying to find this like final hit.
Listen, I'm a big fan of the ninja ability in the Kirby games. It's not working out super great for Shokio right now versus Dedede.
And again, just going through all these high up Bs, but now Shokio going to be finding the punish on it, actually getting them into vulnerability at the apex. They're just slowing it down a little bit. They're just, they're just chilling. They're hanging out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if Narnia's not on stage, it's very hard for him to find that kill. And I know that sounds super, super basic, but it's true. If you're stuck on ledge against Sheik, Sheik is probably going to find a way to hit you back. We finally see a fair there. Narnia's going to regain neutral control for a little bit.
But I'd also argue, like, Dedede has some of, like, the most options, like, when he flanks, right? So you're going to be looking for a lot of up airs, and oh no, Shokio actually going to be just mashing out the wrong button, ends up, like, pressing needle on the way down. Not really sure what happened, but now all of a sudden, they're on the back foot once again.
We finally see a smash attack ripped, but just not a great spot for it. Still at 0% though, still feeling pretty healthy on this last stock.
Yeah, Shokio just keeps on opting to go for these spoilers. Narnia is just not going to be dying quite yet. Next hit definitely will take it. That was so good. Just delaying that, waiting for the next option. Oh my goodness, what's happening?
What's the mix? The mix is just rolling to center.
Both of them are just like, yeah, we're going to go for the same exact thing right now. Just like desperate to get back to center stage. Finds the air dodge, but then ends up going for a grab.
Wow.
That's a thing. That's a thing at 200%.
I guess. Kill confirms. You got to lab those out. I was not expecting that to work, but it looked real.
It looks real enough. I don't know who labs 200% kill confirms on Dedede off of throws, but you know what? Gotta make sure that you always have those on deck, I suppose. And now Shokio back in like the running again. I feel like they really could have pressed the button there. They had enough time to be able to react to that directional air dodge and like go in with like a dash attack or something.
It's a little thing, but I like the fact that Shokio started consistently hold shield after his buttons when he's landing on Narnia's shield, because it looks like Narnia's like key option is just nair out of shield. And for the last couple times now, and when he's done it, he's held shield and then punished the nair. Is he at a massive % deficit? Yes.
Now we're seeing those dash attacks actually come out, punishing Narnia and all those really antsy directional air dodges out of disadvantage. I like the idea to shield, but Narnia just mixed up the landing option so well, just opted to land just by himself, and then just found an up tilt to kill.
Penguin Dome. Penguin Dome.
Damn.
I'm still like the glasses. It's doing it for me. House of Gucci's in the theaters, and House of Dedede's here on stage.
You can't lose with those glasses. If you lose with your glasses like that,
you have to give them up. Like,
you have to give them up. It's